We are live.
Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds.
Hanging out with Nerdarchy Ted.
Marcus Ryan, and today this is like the ransom edition where like we're just casting in shadow and silhouette. And do you love your son? How much do you love your son?
So as you can clearly see from the wonderful view behind us, we are on the Fan2Sea Cruise, and we are currently in port. And as we talked about before, here it is. We're doing our live quests and adventures brought to you from the cruise.
Yeah, so this is going to be way more audio than visual as we're just casted in shadow. Unfortunately, our lights were not good enough to
live
this
quests and adventures.
So and we got
so this is going to be way more audio than visual
as Dave's working on fixing it. And there we go. That's the problem with live. Anything can happen. Anything. Literally anything. This could be like a Steven Seagal under siege sort of situation.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
So now they can't actually see us very well, but they can see the beautiful view behind us.
It's a green screen.
So for those of you who were doubting the validity of this awesome cruise,
It's a green screen. No.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah. So we came across a couple of Nerdarchy folks. Well, there's Matthew or Matt.
Matthew, and Jordan, and Olivia.
Yeah, and we have an ad thing rolling there. So Matthew, Matt, who we were able to give the Fan2Sea Cruise away to, which was awesome. We've run into them briefly. Hopefully, we'll get to spend more time. The hard part about being on a cruise is it's really hard to communicate with people because
once you get out of range, it's pretty hard to actually communicate.
Yeah, essentially, our phones have been turned into cameras.
Yeah, basically,
That's all they're good for.
And paperweights. So we've met Matthew Mann. So hopefully, when he sees this earlier, thank you for joining us. Alex, we've run into as well
From Australia.
From Australia.
So formerly from England.
Yeah, so there you are with that. So that's really cool. And then we met some random ladies and their gentlemen who basically they were searching around for stuff about fantasy, and they came across our stuff. Had not a whit of interest in gaming whatsoever,
but they totally fangirl like, we know you. Oh my god, you're Nerdarchy.
We came from a picture box. But they're completely muggles, folks. Completely muggles.
Yeah, as Scott Garrity would say. I think that they were actually just looking for cruises, and the fantasy came up. And they're like, we sold. And after we talked to them for a little, like, she's like, I think her name was Jamie. There was a Jamie, there was a Natalie, and I forget the other one's name. Sorry, she's not gonna watch anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, unless you keyword it for fantasy and happen across it again.
Yeah, there's always that possibility. But she's like, I have a confession to make. I've only watched 2 videos. There was a video where you guys were like, we might be going to this thing, and then there was the video where you're like, we are going to this thing. And then we found you at this thing.
Yeah. Well, because the way we found about it, we were going to invite them to game because we are trying to organize a D&D game for Nerdarchy fans who happen to be on the cruise. So we have to find carrier pigeons, carrier seagulls, maybe would be the way that we'll go and get those folks together.
Yeah, well, we're working on it. We figured out some things. Actually, we had some help from our new friends from Armada Games in Tampa Bay area. So if you're down there, go check out their store for sure.
Yeah, we're currently recording in their cruise domicile here. They have this awesome room to host games and give some demo games for people, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we've run one game so far, not on the ship, but in Tampa Bay at the hotel where I was staying with my family. Ted's going to run a monster adventure game. Of course, the game we did, we recorded. We're going to record the game that Ted does. We're still working out logistics, but we're going to make it happen.
We're going to have a handful of players and fill in with whatever Nerdarchists decide to join. It'll be great fun.
You don't want to watch that inauguration anyway. This is much better.
Yeah.
So
somebody's commenting. Yeah. No.
Oh, we forgot to scramble the voices.
Yeah.
So how's the sound? Everything coming through for you guys okay?
Yeah.
So if you guys, typically when we do these kind of things, we have all our links down below. And this week, because we were currently traveling, we don't have them. Be on the lookout for them later. Hopefully,
like a game just featuring Zelda, this episode is linkless. So there you go.
Someone said the audio is bad. Is it bad for all you guys? Just let us know. Our staff writer Samantha, I see her in there. I don't know if Shane's with her as well. I'm not sure, but it's cool for all you guys checking us out.
look forward to in a week from today is going to be my live game with the fans.
Corin Bryan says, I can hear. I think you guys all cast the darkness spell on yourselves, though.
Well,
Blur, it's
we'll
Blur.
surely have to attack the darkness at that point in time.
Okay, I got a bunch of it. It's fine. Okay. Dude who's having problems with your sound, turn up your volume.
There you go. Is it turned on? Yeah.
Just read our lips. Oh, wait, you can't. But look at this ocean view. It's gorgeous.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would definitely want to trade
Yeah.
looking at us for the ocean view.
Yeah, last night I got to check out the flux capacitors a little bit, and they're rocking. They're
Some
rocking
80s
some
hits.
Yeah, you know what? I was looking at my kids going to my daughter, like, I was your age when this song came out.
Yeah. You would have been conceived of this song.
Oh, gee.
No, I don't think so. Hey, Shane, he's there too. Cool, awesome. Are you guys watching anime at all? Nate is actually our anime watcher of the four of us, and we had a funny
Speaking
story.
of flux capacitors, right? Yeah.
So, what do you guys want to tell us? You want me to tell?
All right, so there's obviously different port connections and electrical sockets and what have you that we had to navigate, and I was given some information or not enough information or whatever have you, but I blew some circuits, I broke a power strip, and Nate the Nerdarchy said, all right, well, since we're in town, let me venture forth. You guys handle the live Q&A, and I'll go solve the problem of we broke someone's power strip.
So Nate's been sent on a side quest. It boils down to
Essentially, yeah.
it's like when you have to kill 15 rats to earn like 5 gold. He's exactly doing the peasant first level side quest.
Ted took the blame like a champ. I was going to say we, but
Yeah, he
I
almost
assume-
was attacked by
I
a
assume
lightning
as always
elemental
you
at
were-
the outlet.
I assume, as always, you were just throwing me under the bus. It's not
No, this is no Sky King's Thunder situation.
yeah,
There it
absolutely
is.
not.
Can't go a week without hearing that.
52 Krakens have attacked the boat so far.
Yeah.
But Nerdarchy has successfully fended them off.
Indeed.
Always bring a dwarf on the boat, always.
Yeah, so speaking of things that are going on with the cruise, I got to check out a Walking Dead panel. It was really cool. And immediately after that, well, a little bit after that, was Guardians of the Galaxy. So it was a double shot of Michael Rooker, who's just charming as fuck. For somebody who always plays a villain, he's just like such a sweet guy that you just want to have drinks with.
Nerdarchy's Ryan is edging his way for a date.
Yeah, I kind of have a man crush on Michael Rooker. He just seems like a solid dude.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
we got to try out some games here in the Armada Games game room. We played some Code Names. We played some Red Dragon Inn.
I wouldn't say that they're trying out, because we've actually, Cardboard Fortress had introduced us to Codenames, which that game is just fantastic. I actually think that that's a game that if people are only moderately interested in board games, or maybe not at all, like yeah, it's a good bridge gap game. Like, it's Cards Against Humanity is a good like socializing game, but if you wanted to get into something that's a little more game-ist, then Codenames is a good bridge gap game to get people into for sure.
It was a lot of fun. It allows you to make connections between different things, and apparently Ryan is fantastic at it.
I'm pretty good with giving clues. And then what else? So with Red Dragon Inn, like you have the base game, so we got to try an expansion of it. I watched you guys play an expansion of it, which was like sort of a pirate theme or something or other.
And win promo cards.
And he's still got them in his pocket.
So, Ted, are you wearing the same clothes from yesterday?
Yeah, Golem would have never guessed that shit. Never.
Yeah, promo cards.
So, hey guys from Gallifrey, which we actually know your real name now.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Thanks for gaming with us. That was awesome. We really enjoyed that. Someone else asked if we plan on doing anything on those games that you guys played on our channel.
On those games.
The board games.
Oh, the board games.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't record much. I know Ryan took some pictures when we were playing Red Dragon Inn. Did they go up to Instagram or Facebook? And that kind of stuff?
So the pictures, no, not yet, because my phone's been a paperweight while we've been out to sea. So I mean, I could like Instagram some of that
So
stuff.
the exact question is, have you seen any games that you plan on talking about on the channel? We do really try and keep the focus on D&D, and then we like to branch out to other RPGs and nerdy things. But we just know the bulk of our audience just wants D&D content. So we do try and sneak other things in there, and they accidentally get exposed to it. But for the most part, try and give the people what they want.
So Red Dragon Inn is something that you could kind of use that as kind of an aftermath situation after a game is over, and just pick a character that's got a deck that's closest to your individual player character, and you can play those games and have that gold and
It could be an
else.
alternate to carousing, like that
Right.
could be like your character.
So like there's a way to mitigate that, and maybe we'll do a video on that.
Yeah, we could do it talks in depth about those things for sure. I certainly wouldn't mind talking about Codenames because it's such a good game.
So, if we figure a way to make code names be like a puzzle that they have to solve, so you can convert that to.
Hey, sometimes not enough of your group shows up, and like say you have that killer combat that like you need the whole party there for. You have a board game night instead, so we can make some just board game content.
Okay. Yeah, why not? So Gallifrey is itching for a rematch in Munchkin,
Yeah,
of which we did have our most like drag out.
knockdown. People went to 9th level and then way back down again, like
And then back up again.
a dozen times easily. And which is nice.
Welcome, Fan2Sea Cruisers,
And look,
to lovely Key West, Florida.
Announcement.
We are happy to have ourselves here on an American port. Keep in mind that your phones will work here while you're on the island, so take advantage of that time to tweet and Facebook about your experiences here on Fan2Sea Cruise.
Or live stream it.
We want to make an announcement that the Frank Miller and the Dark Knight
Can you
3
hear that
team
okay?
panel will be moving from the pool deck into the Pacifica Theater at 2:30 today. That's again that we're going to take the Frank Miller and the Dark Knight 3 panel going to the Pacifica Theater instead of the pool deck. Enjoy your time at Key West. Tomorrow we are off to Cozumel.
You hear that, guys?
All I got to say is green screen that. It just
That's just
that
our
was
friend.
funny. Oh, so the cool thing, and it did not happen by design at all. It just happened because I would never let anybody win at Munchkin ever, even when my nephew was a little wee boy. Would not let him win. I made him cry once, in fact, because I go for blood when I play Munchkin. But the birthday boy, Joey, it was going to be his 18th birthday, like at the stroke of midnight. He ended up winning, but I tell you, it was not by design.
Yeah.
I would not, I'm not gonna listen to him.
I kind of wanted to see him win, but I wasn't going to let him win.
No, not at all.
Even on his birthday, I'll crush his soul.
That's right, crush you.
David Ryan,
Yeah.
complete and utter heartless characters. You heard it here.
Yeah.
Listen,
Crush your enemies and hear the lamentation of their women.
And this is why I can only take a little bit of Munchkin, because the cutthroatness that happens at the end of the game, it utterly just like, all right, let's move on to the next game.
Listen, guys, it's not just Munchkin. I mean, it's not
It's
just
war.
a game. It's Munchkin.
Yeah, it's war.
Yeah.
Munchkin warfare.
But it was a good time. So, yeah, we had like 5 different fans that showed up in Tampa Bay. So that was really cool. It's cool to know that we can just like kind of plop down anywhere in the country and like people will show up and hang out with us.
I don't know what their following's like in Nebraska. So if you're in Nebraska, in the
Maybe.
comment section, let us know.
Well, we
Listen, we can say from our personal experience, anywhere in the country we go, fans will come and hang out with
yeah,
us.
that happens to be
yes,
kind of major.
we've gone to 2 places.
Well, and also Alex from Australia is here. I don't know if you guys remember from the chat last time. And apparently his parents really love him because they bought him a cabin to himself here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before the cruise, you guys should have made friends with him for sure.
Absolutely.
So so that was really cool. Got to hang out with him a little bit.
So on the off chance that you happen to be a Nerdarchy fan that's in Tampa or on the cruise or whatnot,
And Tampa is going to be a little tough for him. That's a bit of a drive.
sorry, not Tampa, in Key West. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what's going on. Let us know if
They're going to show up and be like, they wouldn't let me on the boat. Blame Ted. I can't meet your I'm from Greece. Listen, Mr. I'm from Greece. Eventually, Nerdarchy will do the world tour, and we will meet you. Random encounters will happen.
we're just gonna show up at your house.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's our plan. Stay just past when you wanted us to leave. Hey, you guys are awesome fonts of knowledge. Do you know if bards have to use a musical instrument? Any player who wants to be a bardic freestyle rapper, I think it's a cool idea. Wait a minute, you're the DM? And then it doesn't freaking matter. Do whatever the hell you want.
But that being said, like if you've watch the West Marches, there was Bartek Barterson who did rap. Like there was the character that rapped
So
there.
to my knowledge, bards do not have to use a musical instrument. They can perform in any way, shape, or form that you can accept.
Conceive,
You know, fire breathing, dancing, singing,
miming. It's horrible, so that'd be terrifying.
Sword swallowing, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
you know, they are entertainers. So whatever you would determine as this is entertaining, boom, done.
Oratory. Like you could give people just horrible advice. Would be a good way to go about this part.
So I'm going to share anti-wisdom with you.
Just expose your neck to them and lean down. It's going to go well. I promise.
I love it. As soon as someone mentions where they're from, everybody starts mentioning where they're from.
Yeah.
So we got Greece, Mexico.
And Cozumel, perhaps.
Anyone in Cozumel?
Oh yeah, where you at in Mexico? We're going to be in Mexico tomorrow.
I mean, because like all Mexico is like the same place, right? That's how that works. Yeah.
Close enough.
Brian, aren't you the most world traveled of the four of us?
I'm also menos.
I think we're about the same. He's been to Mexico and I've been to Costa Rica. So
I've been to Hawaii, and then that's about it.
oh wait a minute, on my honeymoon, the ship went to the Bahamas too.
There you go.
I gotcha, sucker. We're supposed to think that's about that. I did a bard once. Another I'll talk about the bard characters.
Yeah.
So is there
I did the
anything-
bard once, and they just wouldn't shut up about how impressive they were.
Yeah.
Was there anything that we need to talk about this week?
I don't know.
We don't have any kind of links. We don't have our normal setup. There's no bookshelves behind us. What do we do?
Yeah, we just have an ocean and we're hoping Nate makes it back safely.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, what do I do when I get off the
And
boat?
if he doesn't make it out, we have to hire a second. We'll be like the NPCs. We'll hire a second adventuring party to go and retrieve the electrical outlets and maybe his body. This is kind of how this might go.
We're gonna need a soccer
So
group.
Armada Games is chiming in from across the room. We're loving the cruise, man.
Thanks, Michael.
That was Mike from Armada Games. You guys should go stop by there and check them out. But yeah, and so far it's been a lot of fun. You know, a couple times I had to pry my kids out of the room. They're like fascinated with watching TV in the cabin. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
The TV does more than the safety lecture.
Yes, it does.
Remarkably. Yeah. So it's cool. Like there's a pool that I went into the pool to just kind of get better shots of the Walking Dead panel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple pools. There's a water slide. They got rock climbing.
Hot tub situation. Oh, we played some mini golf last night. And I don't know. I think I'm firmly like maybe would have placed second place if we were really keeping score or track of it. We didn't have like one of those little.
We were playing mini golf
In the dark, in the wind.
dark, in the wind. It was utterly horrible.
From what I can tell, Ted was crushing them viciously.
And Dave's sarcasm rings again.
It rings true. It is the ring of truth.
Yeah, Joshua, my kids loved they ordered room service as well. I knew when they split out early last night that they were going to do that. Except for the room service took like an hour to get there, and they're all like crashed out. I'm like, no, you little bastard, you're eating these French fries.
Wake
You
up and
ordered
eat
them.
those.
I will force feed them to you in your
As you can
sleep.
tell, my brother adores his children.
Absolutely. And that's way nicer than I had when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's true. There's no situations for them.
No, cruise trips for.
We got a question
Okay.
from Nerdarchy. Do spell slots make spell components meaningless? No, they don't. How important is it to have, or how difficult should DMs make using getting spell components for wizard players to use spells? Essentially, the way 5th edition does it is as long as you have the focus or the pouch, unless there's costly components, then you don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah, like if there's a gold piece cost, you have to have that thing. Otherwise, if you just have the pouch, although I would say that like in the way that the healer's kit has like 10 uses or whatever, I almost feel like there should be an allocation usage because like hypothetically it's like, well, you have a spell component pouch, so you have infinite spell components because apparently they never run out. It's kind of it should have a usage cap.
I look at it as like a wizard is constantly picking up odds and ends throughout the adventures that fall into that.
Eyes
But
of new displacer testicles.
It's always glossed over and this and that. It depends upon what type of.
That's messed up, Ryan. You almost killed Mike from Armada Games. He's having his lunch and now he's choking on displacer testicles.
It depends upon what kind of game you want to run. If you want to run a game and say, you know what, I'm not going to allow foci. I want to have, you need to use the spell components, and some spells are more rare and require certain things. That's on you to homebrew that at your table or house rule that at your table. But 5th edition doesn't want to make that challenging. So without a gold piece cost, you need a focus or a spell component pouch, you're covered.
Yeah, it's really weird too. Like they don't even really talk too much about actually, having a free hand to manipulate the components. It does say you can use the same hand as you would for somatics. But the other thing is like Warcaster allows you to use your weapon and shield as a focus essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or something to that. No, I don't even think it's a focus. It just says you don't have to do the somatic if you have those in your hands. Mm-hmm. Which I find really odd. Like how do you so it doesn't really it never really calls out the fact that you have to take anything out of the pouch. It is what I'm always thinking, because you figure you're a wizard, or you get a pinch of powder, or you're throwing back or whatever you're doing.
Back in 2nd edition, that's absolutely how it was, and you need to have the stuff. And I remember campaigns where it was either I was the player or someone else was the player, and we would encounter a monster, and it's like, all right, well, I need to scrape this stuff up, or I need to collect.
I need to loot the monster, loot their body,
just that I have the ability to cast a spell, and they were useless. It was like, all right, all that stuff, you're done.
What's up, my man Kyle S. And they also happiness in my pursuit. How can we see the nerdy shirts? Well, you just have to use your imagination.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dave and I are wearing our N logo shirts, and Ryan is wearing his Wondrous Green R2D2 shirt.
Yeah. There you go. It's pictured in your mind.
It's very nice.
Theater of the mind. We're going with the shirts today. What are you guys talking about? There's plenty of behind us, which seems to be the problem. So, I need more questions. What do you guys got for us? Oh, yeah, the beards too. They got to see the beards.
Wow. For the beards, you can just go to any one of our amazing, wondrous over 1,400 videos showing off the wondrous Nerdarchy beards.
Hey, is there any specific content you guys would like us to bring back from fantasy? We can't actually get the actors and kidnap them or anything like that. There's laws and stuff. But is there anything you guys are interested in knowing about from that while we're here?
Speaking of that as well, any video suggestions or content that you want us to see covered on the website or on the YouTube channel, you can always send us a email at nerdarchy@gmail.com. It's the easiest way to get us to check that stuff out and provide you the content you're looking for.
This is what happens when you cast silence on a beardomancer?
You mean we don't have the ability to just talk nonstop?
Yeah. Okay, so someone was just responding to the spell component things. What's this one? If your wild shape eats someone and you get knocked out of wild shape, what happens? Giant frog. That's a good question. I think they would just get ejected. I mean, unless you're a really mean DM, you can have them get ejected alien style.
Do the chest burst thing.
Yeah. I mean, actually, the most monsters you can cut your way out and it seals itself or whatever, like magic. So you can always do that too if you wanted to be more thematic. But I would say magically they get ejected. I definitely want you guys to redo all the class videos now that you guys have more experience. Somebody said something about copyright. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But no, actually, we plan on doing the classes again and revisit them because it's been so long. But not only that, because so many new Unearthed Arcanas have come out with more archetypes and stuff. So we want to talk about that.
There's so much more material. So our plan is to really, we're hoping for them to finish up the Unearthed Arcana series where they're releasing new archetypes. So our plan is to do a video where we revisit all the classes and then provide links to all of the Unearthed Arcana and or
places to get the other product that has the various
exactly.
archetypes.
So if you say, okay, well, I want to go into Rogue, well, we know that there's some Rogue stuff in Unearthed Arcana, there's Rogue stuff in the Skag, and we want to be able to look at all of it, kind of do a compare and contrast of the different archetypes and how the class holds up, overall.
Yeah. So as far as things go on the Horizon 2, I should mention that Easy Roller Dice, easyrollerdice.com/Nerdarchy. If you want to support us and pick up some sweet dice. Well, they actually have a Kickstarter for these great rose gold dice. So it's
Uh-huh.
rose gold with different numbers on the different faces.
Or as Dave says, forget the dice. He wants the box.
Yeah,
They come in.
skull.
Oh yeah, they come in a really cool like skull box, like the leather box, and so you can go check out that Kickstarter. We'll put the links after the fact. But anyway, so they're going to be sponsoring a video series to help support newer players and educate them. So we'll be working on that throughout February. So they'll be happening.
So far, so good, Samantha. No one has gotten seasick, and actually, none of us been drunk either yet.
Well,
Yeah, it's too
I'm-
expensive to get drunk on.
I'm told that's supposed to change tomorrow, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. So, someone else also said they would like to see us do videos inspired by the things we see while we're on the cruise.
Oh.
And tomorrow we're going to be doing some excursions in Mexico. I think both Nate, Ted, and their buddy Matt are going to go check out some ruins. I plan on checking out some ruins as well. I don't know if they're going to be the same ones or not. But yeah, so we plan on getting that going on.
I know on the drive down here, if you watched our Facebook teaser video that went up yesterday, we gave some spoilers, teases, if you will, about some of the stuff. Nate and I had some interesting discussions and things that went on during our many hours of travel between Jersey and Florida, and so there's going to be some video and some Patreon content based around that.
Yeah, I mean, you get a couple of nerds driving in a car for hours. What are you going to do but talk about gaming stuff anyway?
There's more calls for videos on custom spells. Yeah, I mean, we've done a little bit of that, but I think we can definitely do more of that.
More calls for us to do more videos where we're cloaked in darkness.
Yeah.
But we have faces for
Awesome.
radio.
It's been named Nerdarchy and the Chamber of Shadows.
Nice.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, I gotta break out and figure out how to make the Arachnomancer spells into.
I've also seen a bit of an ominous warning, perhaps.
Uh-oh.
Comic Book University. Nice, you guys are there. Watch out for Deadpool.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
The Bill's gonna come get us.
No, Deadpool.
We gotta watch your backs.
Jumping in there now. There's a ton of people.
This is
Can you flick flag?
after dark.
I don't know. Nerdarchy cast magic missile at the darkness. We tried that. It didn't work. We almost blew up Ted in the
I
process.
thought Nate was the mage.
The outlet was cast shocking gas.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, here's a question I think is a pretty good one. Let's see. How much should a DM influence the player's choice of characters? I know the party could really use a healer, but nobody wants to play a cleric or druid. I don't even believe in that. I let them play whatever they want. Unless you're running a specific kind of game, I don't worry about party balance. I don't worry about throwing rolls. And let the dice fly where they go. And the worst case scenario is people will die and they will make up new characters, and we get the joy of inventing a new character all over again.
Yeah.
So
Joy, agony.
Beyond cleric and druid, you also got paladin, you also got bard, and it's very easy to run a game without those. You just have to have the players understand that it takes a different style of running. All right. Well, without magical healing right there at the ready, somebody goes down, you better have a heal check. You better have
Healer's kits.
Healer's kits or
Healer's kits
medicine.
goes without saying. Like, we have character fatalities because of not having them. So,
and not having them on every single person. So like you have these issues, you have these problems, but short rests become more appropriate. Hit dice expenditures become more useful. If you're running campaigns where you're doing shorter encounters and you're not having as many, you're going to wind up having no use for your hit die.
yeah. Well, I mean, conversely too, I can talk about the idea of like some of the worst DM tactics I've ever seen is like trying to really literally make people's characters be the characters that you wanted in your game because they designed like a magic item or something like that specifically for that character. It's like, oh, you didn't want to play a paladin? Well, guess what? Somehow I make you be a paladin, and here's this sword that I designed for a paladin.
Yeah, it really brings us back to the old days when you guys hear us talk about our DM Steve from way back when.
That one's a little more of a more recent instances of that sort of thing happening. Like
Yeah.
within the last 2-ish years.
There's that. But that being said, like in that campaign, the best and worst thing that could happen was for this DM to like your character. Well, actually, it's just the worst. You wanted to fall in the middle. You wanted him to either You didn't want him to not like your character, but you didn't want him to like your character.
If he didn't like
either.
your character, he would find a way to just kill you. And if he
He
did like your character, then he would manipulate you to.
Yeah, it was gonna not be your character anymore.
I had a fighter who all he wanted to do was be the general of an army. He was more the tactician style fighter. That's what he was into. And the DM is like, no, I love your dude. I need to make him a king. I'm like, that's not what I want. And we went on this grand quest. We eventually took over a castle, and there's 4 of us. I mean, 5 of us at the end, and it's like, we have a castle with no people. How is this fulfilling my goal of leading an army?
They're talking about the spam we just got. That's all right. Eventually, our intern Kyle will be taking care of that for us.
The spam.
Yeah, actually, that's actually something that's probably going to be happening when we get back from the cruise. We have to sit down with Kyle. He wants to kind of intern for us, so we're going to get him involved in more stuff, which will help make things run smoother. And you won't have to see the phone in the videos like these. He'll pull out the questions for us. We can get him to moderate. Whenever he's available, so that'd be cool. Or maybe we can tap some of you guys to be moderators in the future to eliminate that problem. But it hasn't really happened very much in the past, so we've been pretty fortunate.
Yeah, once in the blue. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone also asked Twilight Druid versus the Circle of the Moon Druid. Circle of the Moon Druid is just the best druid that they've made, and I don't think they're going to beat that one.
They basically have to intentionally break the game to make a better druid than Circle of the Moon.
But that being said, if you're going against undead, you want to be a Twilight Druid.
Yeah.
So that druid is very specific.
Team Edward, go Twilight Druid.
Yeah.
That joke doesn't get any better every time you tell it.
No, it doesn't.
It just gets worse.
Because you're talking about Twilight. It's bad.
What do you guys think about 3D printed props that are surging up lately? Actually, we're going to do quite a bit on that in the near future. And we'll tell you exactly how we feel about that.
Our good friend Scott does a lot of 3D printing, and he sent us some stuff to review and showcase and talk about. So
the Twilight Druid is more sparkly.
Absolutely.
all right, so we want to keep fielding questions and have these weird pauses. What do we want to do here?
Absolutely.
One of those. We're probably gonna keep this one short, just because we're kind of on vacation. We want to grab more content for you guys, and these are usually a little more focused for us. We have more stuff prepared, but with the wild flurry of just getting down here, getting set up, kind of slowed us down.
Bulbs breaking and electrical sockets nearly, frying me.
And Nate the Nerdarchy out on a side quest.
Yeah, this is like a shadow run in that everything goes sideways, and you gotta kind of just make do with what's going on.
Guys, enjoy it. Thanks, Comic Book University. Bill Coletti over there.
The bill. Yeah.
The bill. Something looks different about Ted's basement. I can't quite place it. Where did that ship come from? In the background.
Well, I collect things. It's really plastic, so that makes it all worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
Previously, someone asked, "What's the proper attachment for a bow? Someone that uses a bow rolling in that one?" In previous editions, we always snap the bowstring. Pretty much.
Or another natural consequence could be like possibly shooting an ally. You could have them roll again, and if they roll high enough to shoot,
there's always been that too.
You can pick an arrow to the knee.
If there was an ally en route to your target, that was definitely a possibility. I know Dave's typical reaction for a long time as an archer is just like, you need a new string, which archers tended to like. All right, well, I've got 7.
And here's the thing that like commonly happens, like even an expert archer could do it every once in a blue, is like the string like twangs your forearm.
Oh.
So you could get dinged there.
Give him a nasty welt.
Yeah. Yeah. So disadvantage your next attack or something like that seems like another natural consequence.
D4 damage.
Happiness, my pursuit. Do you guys go to Fan2Sea every year? That's a good question.
We've been to every single
every
one.
last one.
Ask us next year.
Yeah. This is the
Hopefully.
first. This is the first inaugural cruise. So yeah.
But we've been in talks with some of the higher ups in Fan2Sea. Looks like everything went more successful than they had originally planned. So we're hoping that they do a second one. We're hoping that we come back to it.
Yes. I don't know if we can mention that they're probably going to do a second one or not, so we won't.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I didn't say they were. I said that those are hopes.
Yes, but if they do it again, we'd like to do this again because it's fun. It's a cruise, and we're on vacation, sort of, and we can get the call at work, and we're meeting cool people like the guys at Armada. We get to see some of the fans. The first day here, I met Brian Stillman. He does the Art of D&D, Eye of the Beholder documentary he's working on right now. And here's Alex now.
Hello.
Come in real quick and you can say hi to everybody.
Hello, Nerdarchy crew. Just got back from Key West.
So here's our Nerdarchy fan from.
This is the silhouette. Yeah.
So with that, I think we're going to take it out and we're going to go enjoy the rest of the cruise. We're going to gather more content, try and find more fans like Alex on the ship because we know there's a bunch more people that use the promo code.
Yeah.
So we have to track them down and hunt them like big game, like rangers. So as usual, until next time, stay nerdy.
Right at the end as well.
You could have stayed in for the stay nerdy.